Boxing King Media. Delighted to be joined by an all-time G, Mr. Kevin Kelly. How are you, sir? You're looking, you're not aged one bit.
God is great. God is great. I don't hold no credit for it. All due praise to God, and working out, obviously. And exercising a little bit here and time to time. I train kids once in a while. Love doing that. I'm going to get back on the mic and do my commentary. That's the next thing that I'll be doing again, solid again. So this is you miss me, I'll be back.
You're an iconic fighter, and a lot of British fans will always remember you for that one particular fight. So I know we haven't got a lot of time, and when I met you years ago, and I wasn't doing this kind of work, so I always wanted to pick your brain about that fight and that moment. Kevin Kelly versus Prince Naseem HAMED in New York, his first ever fight. What I want to ask you is that first time when you went to the UK and you sat ringside with him and you had that back and forth, how often do you go back and watch these videos? Do you ever watch them still?
Nah, people show them to me sometimes, but realistically, that wasn't the first time. Okay, I went there twice. Me and Hamed knew of me and knew who I was because he saw my career. I was before him, and the first time I went to England was actually to watch him fight some other guy he's fighting in the arena. I heard he was fighting. I was just popped up, and he didn't need me. He didn't need me like he needed Cole, but at the time I was 47-1, and I was at the fight. I didn't jump in the ring. Nothing. Me and Prince had dinner together. Went out, talked to Frank Warren, and I had a plan of bringing him to America and boxing in America. Right? Not because I needed to do it, but I needed an opponent. Something that was. And I liked the way he performed. I liked what he did, and I thought that bringing him to America would be a good thing. And so the video you're talking about, that's the second time I went, because Frank Warren said he don't need me. He was right. Fighting me. Why would he fight me? You know what I'm saying? I got 46 wins, and so it's a dangerous fight for man of Southpaw. So that was what you're seeing on YouTube is the second time I went out there when I heard he wanted to come to America. Because in America, I didn't fought everybody does the fight, and he was new. It was something new, maybe. Even though it was on Showtime. In Europe, he was huge. In America, they didn't know him yet. So I had to bring him out to America to get to know him.
What do you kind of remember about the actual night itself? Obviously, he walked out second. He did that long ring walk. The build-up as well, the build-up fight week. He was trying to get under your skin. Did he get under your skin?
No. What happened in that fight wasn't Hamed. It was HBO. Because what happened was I did all the work to get him to come to, and it seemed like they treated him better than they treated me. So New York was very upset. All the magazines were coming out with, they treated Kevin like a pulpit, started teaching me. It was a time where the network, I let the network get underneath my skin. After I did all the work to bring him to get an opponent. And I did all that work to get him there, and it's like, when you see this him on the side of a building in New York City, and they have your name, what am I, chopped liver? So that's what the problem was. I looked at it and I said to myself, that's the frustration came in. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get rid of it. It was in my head, and I couldn't get rid of it. And I was taking it out on him, but I shouldn't have taken it out on him. But the thing was, I wanted to end the fight right away because I was so frustrated the way I was being treated. So it just happens. That's why I don't. But it works against you. But then again, it worked for me because it became a great fight. But like I said, the way the first fight went, you think I'm going to get back on me? No, never again. Never again.
It's documented you gave him his first ever hardest fight. You was so close to stopping him. If you look at the highlights, he was hurt, but he found a way out of that fight. What do you think made him find that shot? Was it you making a mistake, or was it, what was it? How did you let it slip away?
It was all mistakes because with me, I was fighting with aggression, and you don't fight with aggression. You're supposed to fight calm. Cool. My whole career shows it. I'm cool, collective. That's the only fight that I wasn't cool and collective. I was being careless and reckless. Right? And it was working, but I was still getting hit with shots because I didn't really care. Right? I was walking through them. And the thing was, like I said, you live and learn. And the boxing took all these years. And like I said, just off the way I was being treated. And remember, the New York City press was adding fuel to the fire, saying, "Oh, Kevin's getting treated like a pulpit and all this." It was. He didn't realize it wasn't really him. It was what was going on around him. And the way they were treating him compared to the way they were treating me. I'm the one that got this fighter. I went there twice, and all this stuff, and I'm being treated like an opponent. They put a picture of him on the side of a building, and versus Kevin Kelly. No. It doesn't work that way, So I let that get on my skin. That's one thing I should have never did.
I've got to ask you, what did you make of when you fought Hamed? It's obviously he ended up stopping you, and you've had so many fights. You've had a lot of fights at top level. How hard did he punch? Because people know him for notoriously for his antics, how he winded people up, and his punch power. So you tell me, how good was he a puncher?
Well, with a punch, I got up from everything he threw. You know what I'm saying? He catches you more off guard. It's more of a punch that hits you off guard. And just for a second, you go down and you get up. My punches put you out. You know what I'm saying? I was surprised some of the shots that he absorbed, and because he's so flexible. When I hit him, he would arch his back. So, and it was crazy because most guys I hit, they don't get up. And so I've had 2 fights prior to that. So it was really, I was late in my career, obviously, and I fought Troy Dorsey, and way before that, and I had Gainer fight with one eye closed. So it was just another way in '97 that I fought that fight. I would tell people, there's no such thing as great fighters. There isn't such thing as great fights. And that fight is one of my top 3, right? Because the bottom line is that people don't remember when you won this and won this and won that. They remember on how violent you was in a fight and how violent he was in a fight. And they need them two to come together to make a great fight. We're right behind Hagler and Herons, right? That was 4 rounds. Our fight was 4 rounds. So at the end of the day, it was good, But of course, we love the rematch. But I told the Prince to rematch. He wouldn't do it. But we're good friends.
The crazy world we live in now. Somebody might be able to make it happen now.
Like I said, he's got his son's boxing now and stuff like that. His son's box. At the end of the day, he calls me from time to time. We still talk. People realize we all friends in this whole thing because we live off each other and make money with each other, and it's great for us to do that.
When was the first time you met him after the fight? After how many years?
Yeah, well, we more talk on the phone. We talk to. He lives in Dubai now, so we talk on the phone from time to time. We talk. It's a fight that never everybody wanted to happen again, but it's not my number one.
When did you last meet each other, like in person?
No, in person it's been a long time because I haven't seen him in person in a long time. But we do a lot of stuff like he does what's called a video phone, and we talk and stuff like that. And it's funny. We have funny conversations and we laugh and giggle. That's the stage we're in now.
I know your son needs to go to bed, so I'm not going to take too much of your time. But honestly, a pleasure speaking to you, and I hope the fans kind of appreciate what you and Prince Naseem Hamed gave us, because I've watched that fight hundreds of times, so it's occupied my time, and I still watch it because it's entertaining. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate you, and I'm glad y'all enjoyed that. The 3 fights that I've had, and you watch all 3: me and Dorsey, me Gainer, and me and Hamed. So there's no such thing as great fighters, only great fights.
Can I ask a quick question? Have you kept any of your boxing attire from your iconic fights? Got it framed up?
I got the Dorsey shorts for Troy Dorsey's fight. I got the Gainer shorts for Gainer. I got the Prince shorts. All the stuff. Like I said, I got 72 pro fights, and 3 fights make me memorable. So I'm glad I had those 3.
What's good? 72 fights. You still look young, and you sound healthy. So that's the most important thing, because health is wealth, innit?
Thank you very much for having me, and I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Man, it's crazy to see myself in a game, coming up as a kid playing the fighting games and boxing games and football, just any sports game, just to see yourself, to be able to play yourself. It's crazy to me. Still to this day, sometimes I can't even believe that I'm actually in the game, but, the dreams do come true. The reality sets in, and, we're here.